A judge in Pennsylvania ruled that an old widow's house can be sold over $6.30 of unpaid interest. You believe that? They're going to sell somebody's house because they forgot to pay $6.30 of interest. How amazing is that? Apparently what happened is that this lady's husband took care of all the taxes and all the bills, and he passed away. And she didn't know about how to do stuff like this, and she didn't see the letters in the mail where there were repeated attempts to ask them for the $6.30. And she said that she thought she paid everything and that everything was up to date and that she's willing to pay everything. I mean, that's not a problem, $6.30. But the judge, you ready for this? Oh, man, this makes my blood boil. The judge okayed the county selling her $280,000 house because she didn't pay the $6.30. So if the appeals, of course she appealed the case, as she should, and if they don't work and they rule against her, or if they reject it, well then she only gets $116,000, which is the auction sale price for her house. A $280,000 house that all she did is owe $6.30. They're going to take that from her and give her $116,000. Way under what the value of it really is. Man, what the fuck is wrong with people? When I read a story like this, what the fuck is wrong with people? Usually when we cover the different stories we do on this show, there's always some kind of a twist and some kind of a hidden meaning that I break down for you because that's my job, to read all the articles and find the hidden meaning and find why they did what they did. And usually, for example, when there's some sort of stupid shit that happens in Congress. So just to pull a random story out to illustrate this point, like when 91% of the American people wanted a universal background check for gun purchases, including a majority of independents, a majority of Democrats, a majority of Republicans, and a majority of gun owners, and a majority of NRA members. We didn't get it. Now, why didn't we get it? Because the gun manufacturers paid the leadership of the NRA, who paid the politicians, and then they basically bought off the politicians' vote to vote no on even a watered-down background check bill. So usually when we cover stories, there's some sort of a explanation, a roundabout way of like, well, here's how you fix that problem. If you remove the money from the political system, then they actually represent the people, then we get our background check that we all want. But in a story like this, there's no hidden meaning. There's no like, hey, there's some sort of corruption going on or bribery going on or this or that. No, in a story like this, it's just a dick. It's just the county being douchebags and being sticklers to the letter of the law as opposed to the spirit of the law. Of course, the letter of the law, yes, okay, you can sell a house when she owes fucking $6.30. But what's the spirit of the law? No, the spirit of the law is for people who owe fucking $15,000 or $25,000 that they're refusing to pay. Here you have somebody that owes $6.30 and they're willing to pay it. So it's letter of the law versus spirit of the law. And then you have the judge who's just backing up the letter of the law nonsense, who's saying, really, we're having this conversation about $6.30? Get this the fuck out of my courtroom, man. Have her pay the money and call it a day. In fact, here, I'll go over the top and be really hard on the old lady and make her pay $1 extra in interest. You owe $7.30, ma'am. Then you get to keep your house. But here's just every step of the way, it's just people being sticklers and being douchebags and not stopping for a second to say, what if I was in her shoes? What if it was me? Or what if it was my mother? What if it was my sister? What if it was a family member of mine or a friend of mine? Because I could clearly imagine, whether you're the judge or you're one of the county officials that pushed for this, you can obviously imagine just sitting down, shooting the shit with your buddies, watching TV, and one of them says, man, they're about to sell my house. All I owe is $6.30. Everybody, really, man? That's bullshit. You just see yourself casually talking about it. Everybody agrees. This isn't a partisan issue. This isn't like, oh, Democrats are on this side, Republicans are on that side. This is just a matter of being a human being versus being a massive douchebag.